What? 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 Huh? Oh, okay.
We can rest here a moment. Now, tell me what you know of that breaker of rings. Weak and wretched troll.
Alfred is a wily fox. He appears frail, but draws upon an inner strength. He will not be easy to oust.
Fury will fuel my army and my claim.
It will not be enough. You must find a weakness.
Yes, that is why I called you here. Do you balk at the opportunity to bury the Saxon king?
I must first hear a plan to balk at.
Alfred spoke of Chippenham, a squat hovel of sheep and peasants.
So why does he go there, and not to Winchester? The scouts must know, they're the best in England.
A holiday feast, their Saxon Christ Mass. Alfred will warm his heels by the fire, while Uba lies cold in an English field.
I've called upon my allies to join us in this fight, but I must know where to send them. Is Chippenham our final prize?
It is. But I will need my men for the coming fight as well. The hostages Alfred took. If there is a chance to save them.
We will not lose more friends today. Where are they held?
A place further ahead through this forest. They call it Hampton Blockade.
Somer, ride north to the Thames and lead my allies south. They should be gathered by now.
I will.
Gather on the river passing Chippenham. The rest of you set up camp there. I called you Raven Feeder once. At Porchester, you were as hot-headed as Thor. You have become a true leader, Eivor.
There's much to come, Guthrum, before we can rest with mead in our hands and songs in our ears.
I will crush Alfred's skull with my bare hands if Ubba is dead.
We cannot dwell on this.
They sound louder now out of the cutscene, but
the throne. Only strategy will deliver it.
Or bloody wrath will steal it. I will follow this Alfred, hound his heels.
I actually wanted the black horse because it looked cooler, but never mind.
Once told me, we do not dash ourselves against hopeless courses. We arrive unexpected, strike swift.
You turn my words against me now, Wolf-Kissed.
I took them too hard in my darkest times, my friend.
And Sigurd? He is back with you?
My brother's story is a long one, and for another time. Ridding the land of a strong ruler will make Wessex harder to tame.
You almost sound like you respect him, Eivor.
I've come to understand the trials of leadership, Guthrum. It is hard not to, when you cradle something as fragile as life within your hands.
When you cradle something as fragile as life, as I immediately kill a couple of guys.
What is your plan?
We can tread quietly so as not to alert the guards. But
I can swim on over here.
Moments with my crew.
I will
Or I can do this. Oh, the horse is following. Take command. Are you hopping on my boat? You said you'd follow along, dude. Okay, fine. Be like that. But yeah, very happy, healthy tree here. So, because it only, well, semi-recently came out of dormancy and is in, like, this cycle of growth, I'm honestly surprised none of the buds lower down on the tree ended up sprouting. Like, it's really not bushing out. It's just trying to get tall. I guess because it's a tree. Nope. Wait a second. Ugh. Is it distance-based? Oh my god, it's distance-based. Oh, now he takes my boat! Welcome to modern Ubisoft games. I thought, no way, it's just shallow over there. Huh. Nope. I would be wrong. Yep. That is exactly what is going on, it would seem. Huh. Okay, well, I have no idea what the heck I was saying anymore. I was distracted by the Jesus horse. Oh yeah, none of the lower buds opened up. And this has been, like, my one tree that's gotten, like, so tall and lanky that I had to give it, like, a support stake. My other ones have, like, thick enough trunks, stems, whatever you want to call them, that they haven't needed any support. I mean, usually you wouldn't need to give a tree support in most situations. But this guy's needed some support, so I gave it this little stick here that I've wrapped it around. Because it's kind of bendy, is the thing. So it was literally bending over towards my light and then going up. And it was getting all wibbly wobbly, and I want it to grow straight up as a nice, healthy tree. But it's getting so tall that it barely even fits on the camera anymore. Well, this be a apple tree. That'll make me delicious apples one day. Will be the case. I can't tell you the amount of times I've tried to crouch in Ghost of Yote and I hit that button. It has been a decent few. Boobity bop. 'Tis an apple. I won't know for sure until it fruits, but most likely red. With red flesh instead of yellow flesh. What the heck kind of gender reveal was that? Okay. Okay, well. Here, go ahead and use some eagle vision here. It's a new variety. Like, the red wonder apple that it came from is not something that can pollinate itself. So if you ever take seeds from a red wonder apple and grow it, like this right here, the result is not going to be another red wonder apple. It's like, whoop, here. Oop. Alright, quick way back up again, I guess. It's like if you have a kid, the kid is not going to be another you. It's going to be a 50% of you. And 50% of the other person whose kid it is. Same thing with plants. So, this is not a red wonder apple anymore. This is a 50% of a red wonder apple and a 50% of something else. I don't know what the other parent is. Some plants are capable of pollinating themselves. Well, a lot of plants are. I should say that some fruit trees are capable of pollinating themselves. Not a lot. It's usually things like crab apples and stuff like that. There's not all that many super nice fresh eating apples that can pollinate themselves. Some exist, but yeah, it's a new hybrid is what it is. It has two different parents. So I planted the seed of one particular apple, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get that same apple back because there was a different parent involved. It was pollinated by another thing. There's two parents. So it's a mix of that and something else. So I will have no idea what the fruit is going to be like until I actually get it. I can make some guesses based on the apple that I got it from, but when I have no idea what the other parent is like, I couldn't tell you. I will literally just have to wait however many years, and then I find out. And it could be possible that I'm growing something that isn't even any good. But it'll hopefully be good. Whoa. What? No assassination? Okay, well. So yeah, my red trees here, of which I now have two. Well, my red wonder trees, of which I should say I have two. I only have one actual red tree that's growing with red leaves. What? 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 Of my trees that didn't quite make it through the fake dormancy, there was one red one green one, as I call them. So I do still have one that came from the same batch there. Whoa! So I do have a sibling of this tree. But even though I got them from the exact same apple, you can tell there's genetic differences when the other tree that came from the exact same apple as this one does not make red leaves. It just makes pure green leaves instead of this whole red turning into green thing. So even among siblings there can be quite the genetic differences. And it's possible that whatever other parent it is could be different across those two apples. Could be separate pollination events. They could be completely different hybrids. I don't know for sure. But yeah. Boop. But my other apple trees, so I have two of these ones now, and then three of the other kind. I don't believe so. I've never really looked into making a tea out of apple leaves. Boop. Maybe, but... But my other apple trees are Prairie Sensation apples crossed with probably Prairie Magic apples. I don't know that for sure. It's just the closest tree to the Prairie Sensation apple. So I know for sure that on my other trees that they are for sure 50% Prairie Sensation apple. And the other 50% is probably Prairie Magic. I don't know that for sure, but it's most likely is the case. So I figure I'll call those Prairie Harmony apples. As kind of the, you know, the cross between these two prairie varieties. So I think that is a fitting name there. And also kind of fitting on brand for me here. These guys, I don't know what I'm going to name them. But, you know, it's a new variety the world has never seen before, so When the day comes that I get fruit from it, I can name it whatever I want. It's my own unique apple variety. It is a type of apple the world has never seen before, which is quite exciting. And next year I plan on growing pears. Is my plan here. But yeah, apple tea? Would you get much flavor from apple leaves, I wonder? Could always look it up or something. Guess I can go this way for now. Oh, this is where I drop down that ladder, right? So yeah, I have a decent few apple trees. Oop. But yeah, my next trees to grow from seed are going to be pears. Oh.
Too kind. Thank you so much.
And it took me a while to get, like, actual pear seeds. Because I can't exactly just get pear seeds from a pear from the store, because it's not going to be cold hardy enough to grow here. No point in growing a tree if it can't, like, live here. Pear trees get big. So is there... Oh, key's over there, I see. So I couldn't just grab a pear from the store. I needed to get one that was actually grown, like, here in this climate. So if I plant a seed, I would know that it'll for sure be able to withstand the absolutely insanely brutal winters we have here. And I was at a fruit festival about a month ago? A few weeks ago, something like that. Got it. Stealth attack. I'm one of the guys I've given like some 3D printed pots to before, and he's given me some grape cuttings before. Nice dudo there who we've given a decent bit of stuff to. The event was closing up. I got there kind of at the last second. He'd asked me if I'd gotten the chance to try out the pears that he brought, and I was like, I didn't get the chance to, and I don't want to, you know, keep you here, since at this fruit festival they would just like cut slices for you to try out all this fruit. I was like, I don't want to keep you, like, make you have to like cut some pieces for me to try it out. He just gave me a couple pears and said to like take them along and munch them. I think they were called a Bolshaya pear and a, oh, I forgot the name of the other one. It started with a K. Two Russian varieties, so very cold hardy. I wrote them down. They're in a bag and labeled. So I seeded them, and now I have pear seeds. And I'm going to grow those next. Is my plan here. They were pretty sweet. I honestly thought that they might be a decent bit tart, because usually in a climate this cold, you kind of have to sacrifice flavor for cold hardiness. Like, a lot of things that you would be able to grow here that, you know, exist year-round might not be as good as stuff that you'd find from the store, because, well, for a lot of fruits at least, potentially. Not all, I shouldn't say. Like, a fresh plum from here is still going to be friggin' amazing. But a lot of fruits are probably not going to be as good as something from the store, because stuff from the store comes from much warmer climates where you can grow better tasting stuff. Like, for example, cherries. Sweet cherries that you can grow here are not like ones that you can get from the store. That is not the case. The ones that you can grow here aren't quite as sweet, because those are just the varieties that are hardy enough to survive in these frigid winters. So a lot of times you kind of have to sacrifice flavor for survivability, essentially.
I need no thanks, Guthrum. Let us
So
speak more when we are
I wasn't sure what these pears would taste like. I've never actually eaten pears from this climate before until like last month. So I tried these ones and I thought like, okay, maybe they'll be a bit tart, maybe they won't be quite as tasty, because they're like super cold hardy ones. They were really friggin' tasty. If I did a blind taste test with ones from the store, I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. They were actually really good. And I don't know between the two which ones I would have liked more. Like, they actually were both really nice, creamy, sweet, delicious. So I wouldn't mind growing either one from seed. Whoa! Guess they didn't quite put the textures all the way to the bottom there, did they? And of course, it's the same deal with the apples, where it's going to be some new hybrid variety. But when it's in this guy's yard with a whole bunch of other delicious fresh-eating pears, I imagine that the new hybrids that I grow are probably going to be pretty delicious too. I would be very surprised if they somehow turned out disgusting. Just like when I've grown Haskaps from seed, where it's like, hey, it's a new variety, I don't know what it's going to taste like, but when both the parents are delicious berries, why would the child plant not be as well? I assume that the same holds true for like apples and pears and stuff here then. So, well, I'm following him. I'm doing it. And with a lot of fruit trees that grow in this climate, you need a period of stratification, it's called. Essentially, a period of cold before they grow. Because if, oh, I can assign skill points to something or other here. I don't know what the hell I want to assign them to. Oh yeah, I was going this way for this, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'm following him, but he's being a weirdo. Okay, now that fixed him, apparently. So let's say an apple ripens in the fall time, like August, September, something like that, and its seeds fall to the ground, and the tree starts growing. Well, then it only grows for like 1 month, and then snow comes and buries it and kills it. So it would make sense evolutionarily why these trees would not want their seeds to grow immediately when they go on the ground, because then they're just going to get snowed on immediately and die. So they evolved in such a way that they essentially wait until they know it's spring. Essentially, they need so many chill hours. They need so many hours of cold to be satisfied before they're like, all right, I've had enough hours of cold. Now, once it's warm, I'm going to start growing. And that's its way of determining that it's springtime. So with these apple seeds, when I got them, I put them in my fridge for 3 months, is how I grew them. And that was winter for them. So who's that guy? So these guys never got a natural stratification. They went in my fridge, and then I planted them in soil after 3 months, and then they grew, and they were happy, healthy trees. But since it's fall time here, I figure these pear seeds that I have, especially because I'm not going to have any more room indoors for growing things in winter, I'm not doing the fridge and grow them in pots indoors again thing here. I don't have space for more plants, especially with my indoor tomato garden. So I'm just going to plant them naturally. Same with these hazelnuts here. I could put them in the fridge. Is what I could do. To our final battle. But I'm not going to do that. No, not dormant. Stratification. They need a period of cold to sprout. They need to know that it's springtime. Otherwise, they'll sprout in fall and only get like a month to grow, and then they get snowed on. So they don't want that. Is the case. Well, where the heck do I go now? So because I don't think I'm going to have any extra space indoors this winter, and because it's fall time and frost is coming in, I figure I'll just let nature do its thing. I don't know, I guess I can get some basic crap like that. Fill out some last few things. So once frost properly comes in tonight and kills all my tomato plants, I'll have to dig up all my tomato plants soon. And then when I do, whoops, wrong button here. And then when I do, and I just have this garden space with nothing in it, I figure I'll plant my pear seeds. I'll plant my pear seeds, I'll plant my hazelnuts. I think there was something else I wanted to plant. I might plant 1 or 2 more apple seeds. Just because, my Oma's friend gave me some apple seeds recently of a, honey gold, something like that apple, I think it's called. She says that's like one of the best apple types ever. It's amazing. She heard that I like growing things from seed, and I was like, you know, I appreciate it, but I already have so many apple trees. I don't necessarily want to be growing apple trees. And, you know, it was a really nice gesture though, so I was like, okay, like maybe I'll try growing a couple here and see how it goes. So maybe I'll plant a couple of those, maybe just 1 or 2, but not go too hog wild because, you know, I already have so many friggin' apple trees, I'm already going to be giving away a bunch. So, you know, I'll do that, because it was a really nice gesture for my Oma's friend to go to the effort of, like, seeding these apples, drying them out, bringing me the seeds in a little container. Like, that was really nice of her. So I do want to start them, and I also, because that was a really nice gesture, I didn't tell her that if I grow them from seed, it's not going to be, you know, the same variety of apple. I was like, you know, this is a really nice thing that she did here for me, so let's not ruin the moment by telling her that these seeds aren't actually the same as the apple that she got them from. But, you know, even as a new hybrid, they'd still probably be tasty. So once I pull up my tomatoes and I have all this space of raised beds, I'm going to plant pear seeds, I'm going to plant hazelnuts, I'm going to plant maybe 1 or 2 apples, we'll see, of these honey golds or whatever they're called. And then we'll see if they pop up in the spring, and then they can just stratify naturally, which will probably work even better than the fridge, I'd imagine. I mean, I had like great success rate with the fridge. Most of my seeds that I had in the fridge grew, but it might be even better success rate just doing it naturally, because that's what they were evolved for, was natural winter and this kind of cold climate. So yeah, they'll get an actual real winter. Hello, DS Shock Trooper. But yeah, yep, frost tonight. It's going to reach -3 tonight. So it's going to get cold. I was already a little bit cold and windy and stuff like that. What does it say the temperature is right now? It says it's 4 right now, 4 above. But by 7 or 8 in the morning tonight, or tomorrow morning, I guess I should say, it's supposed to be -3. So, yep, it's the end of the season. So pretty soon here, dig up the tomato plants. They're done for the year. Start my indoor winter tomato garden. And then I'll get to planting pears, apples, and hazelnuts. Which I don't know where they're all going to go long term. I'll probably end up giving away a decent few of those as well. I just wanted to have at least 1 apple tree to save for myself. Maybe 2. I can always take cuttings off of ones that I like and graft them to other trees. And then I get to, you know, keep all the apple varieties that I grew on 1 tree, and then it's space efficient. And I want to keep 1 pear tree. I don't want to be growing more than 1 pear tree. Pears get freaking big, from what I've heard. I've never actually seen a pear tree in person. Would like to one of these days. I want to grow my own from seed. Just finished Non-Stop winning in Sonic Racing Crossroads. Nice. Ever thought about making sorbet or ice cream with the fruit that you grow? It's been a thought that's briefly occurred to me. I don't know how I'd go about it. I will be using some of the fruit that I've gotten here recently for some desserts coming up here. So Canadian Thanksgiving is a very different time from American Thanksgiving. It's in a couple weeks here. It's October 11th, 12th, something like that. It's coming up on like some Sunday, Monday thingamabob like that. So we oftentimes have Thanksgiving dinners over at my uncle's place, but he hasn't been feeling super well lately, so we're going to be having it over here. So my mom is preparing a Thanksgiving dinner, and I said that I would be the one to make the desserts. And I'm going to be using a bunch of fruit from this season to make homemade pies. So I already have pie crust that I made that is just in my freezer here, so, you know, pie crust from scratch rather than just store-bought pie crust, which is already pretty nice there. And I was thinking I was going to make 2 pies. One, I was probably going to make an apple pie from, not my own apples, from apples from my Oma's friend that I have a whole whack of in the freezer now that I've already cored, I've already peeled, I've already sliced up. So I just have all these, bags full of apple flesh just ready to go. I'll make a pie filling out of that. And then my other pie that I want to make is raspberry cherry. From raspberries from my Oma's yard and cherries from my Oma's yard as well. Speaking of raspberries, I've actually been harvesting a lot of raspberries from my Oma's place lately. Those plants fruit twice in a year. So I've been enjoying a lot of October raspberries lately. September, October raspberries. Which a lot of people haven't heard of because a lot of raspberries only fruit once in the season. Hers fruit twice. So I'm enjoying the smaller second harvest and getting regular snack bags full of raspberries whenever I go over there. But now that frost is coming in, I guess that's the end of that. Yeah, it's in a couple weeks here. Is what it is. So I'm making the desserts. Is that over in this area here? It'll be on the other side, it looks like. A lot of raspberry plants only fruit on their second year growth. So when new growth comes up from a raspberry plant, they spend the first year growing, getting to a good size, and then the following year, that growth fruits. So that's where most raspberries come from, is second year growth. My Oma's variety of raspberries fruit on their first year growth, right at the end of the season. After they've grown all season long, right at the end of the season, they're like, oh yeah, we have time. Let's do a little bit of fruiting at the end of the season. So all the second year stalks are done. They're going to die off now. I'll have to cut them out next spring. All the first year growth is probably going to fruit hard next year because it grew like crazy this year. Probably going to get a lot of raspberries this year, but they figured they have time this year. Let's make a little bit of fruit. So it's really nice to get a nice little occasional snack-em harvest with the fall harvest of raspberries. It keeps on stunning my Oma that I'm picking raspberries at this time of year, but I say, yeah, it's just fruiting on the first year growth since it is time. It finished its growth. It doesn't need to grow anymore, so it's using the last little bit of time of the season to fruit. So I should have taken it down to munch during this stream. I filled up a decent baggie full of raspberries when I was over there earlier today, and they are delicious. Yeah, could try doing that. I have a lot of raspberries in the freezer. Those plants produce the most raspberries I've ever seen this year. I have a shit ton of raspberries and a shit ton of cherries and a shit ton of apples in my freezer. I think I have like 4 freezer bags worth of raspberries, 3 freezer bags worth of cherries after I gave a full freezer bag away recently. 5 freezer bags worth of apple flesh, 2.5, I think, worth of apple skins, since I figure I can juice those and use them for a jelly here. Can still put them to use. I still have some Haskaps and some Saskatoons and some choke cherries in the freezer too. I have a shit ton of fruit in the freezer. My parents are not too impressed with that and kind of want me to use some up and make space in the freezer, because I have taken up quite a significant section of the deep freeze with my fruit. I'm very much a fruit person, so yeah, I'm gonna make it into some delicious stuff. Thanksgiving dinner here, with my own homemade pies.